Hi, I'm Jennifer Poole,
And I'm Dave Poole.
and this is our 20 days.
Good morning, my friend. How are you?
Doing well. Doing well. Crazy. We came home from Buffalo to a house full of flies.
And how, pray tell, did this happen?
We have no clue. We just came in and there were flies. I mean, we probably killed 150 flies over the last.
Oh my goodness!
No idea. I think we're on the winning side of this one, but
Well, you have to think there's like a food source of some sort, right?
Yeah, and we thought about, okay, what did we bring in from outside? Were there any plants we brought in? We can't think of a thing that we did. So, but yeah, that was not pleasant. And then yesterday morning, I had bought a couple of little water sensors because we had a water problem with the furnace and spilling out of the condensate tray.
Yep.
So I bought two of them and I put them one in front of the water heater, one in front of the furnace. Yesterday morning, I'm sitting in bed, my phone goes off. It's like, okay, oh, one of the water detectors just went off. Then I thought, well, maybe I didn't unplug the condensate tray very well or whatever. So I looked a little closer. It's like, no, this is the one that's called water heater. I went, uh-oh. So I went downstairs, and sure enough, there was a little bit of water at the base of the water heater. So I said it's time to replace the water heater.
Yeah, we gosh, how long has it been? It was before COVID, so 2018, 2019, something like that. We changed insurance companies on our home, and as one of the conditions of writing the policy, which was substantially less expensive than what we were paying, so it was worth doing, was we had to get rid of our old, I think we had an 80-gallon water heater, and replace it with a tankless. So it the payoff was like 14 months or something like that. So it made perfect sense, and much lower electric bill. My electric bill dropped by probably 25%, something like that.
Wow.
By going to the tankless. So, and the only downside is our tankless water heater is on the side of the house, and it's wired into uh, the same GFI circuit that is on, like, in the laundry room, and controls our sprinkler system outdoors, all that. So if we get like a super heavy rain, for some reason there's a short someplace in all of that. So until you have to give it a couple hours for everything to dry out, and then the water heater comes back online. But that's only happened, I don't know, twice, three times, maybe in 5 years, something like that. So it's not been bad.
Yeah, we didn't even consider a tankless. We didn't even think about it, and probably would have been nice to at least gone out and figured out whether that was a good thing to do or not.
Yeah, I don't know what a standard water heater costs these days, but we just put one in our Molly Maid office, and it was a smaller unit than what we did at home, and it was like $3,000, something like that, installed. So it wasn't like stupid expensive. But it was one of those where you did have to kind of go and do the math and say, all right, we're paying a water bill of X dollars and blah, 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 blah. Does it make any sense? And I think the payoff on that one was like 2 years or something. So,
Gotcha. Ours was right around 1,500 for and it's a gas. We have natural gas for it, so it's.
Yeah, and for the tankless, you definitely want to do gas of some sort. Whether you've got, in our world down here, they don't run natural gas to homes for the most part, so you end up with a propane tank, which is fine. Because I wanted to have a gas fireplace and wanted to wire the outside grill, so I don't have to replace the little five pound tanks all the time. So it worked out fine for us. But I don't mind doing the LP thing.
So on top of having the water heater replaced yesterday, yesterday was the day that we decided we would power wash the patio because we have a party coming up, and we like to make it look a little nicer, and clean out the garage. including power washing the garage, and do that all in one day. So
Nice.
not sure I'm going to do that all in one day.
Yeah, that's. I remember the last time we cleaned out our garage, and that was an entire weekend, and then bled into Monday to get that done because we'd gotten to a point where like we had taken half of our garage to be storage, and we just said no, 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 no. So we've got a third car that we don't drive very much, but it's the convertible. I want to keep it. It has to stay in the garage. So we had both of our other day to day cars in the driveway and thought, okay, let's at least get one of these in there next to the convertible. And that took good solid 2.5 days of work just to clean it out and then put it back in an orderly fashion and then leave, I don't know, probably a third of our storage space for stuff that we just disagreed on what should go and what should stay. And since almost all of that was not mine, it stayed.
Could have guessed that.
Yeah, yeah. I think most men on the planet probably end up in the same spot. So
Yeah.
so anyway, so that was Buffalo.
Buffalo, it was fun. We were in a little eastern suburb called Williamsville.
Okay.
There's a really, their main street is just the happening place. So there's several blocks long. They have in the summer, so Thursday night, they had like bands at probably 18 different locations along this strip. So there's plenty of music and, and all that. It was really fun. And played a little golf on Friday, played 9 holes, and at a public course, which was kind of an interesting thing. Particularly the second or third hole, I forget which one it was a par 3, and you had to shoot it either through a tree, through the trees, which there was an opening. So if you wanted to take a driver and just kind of try to punch it 180 yards, or you could try to take it over the trees, which for most people they couldn't. And I almost got it completely over the tree. I probably nicked one of the very top branches and knocked it down a bit, but it did get over. I got on the other side of the trees, which was the important side. But it was just the goofiest golf course. We played 9 holes of 4 par 3s, 3 par 5s, and 2 par 4s. It's just weird.
That's bizarre. Yeah. Almost kind of sounds like a putt course, with the windmill. Yeah, a little tricked up. Well, I guess you only got a certain amount of real estate, and you're a golf fan. I guess you could squeeze something in there. I guess we had back in Chillicothe where I grew up, where I first played golf. We had I'm trying to remember the name of it. It had the word Fox in it. And I can't remember the full name of the course, but it was just a paved cow pasture, basically. And it was an 18-hole course and kind of a standard layout in terms of, 2 par 3s, 2 par 5s on each side. So, worked out okay. But a couple of the holes, like you said, were, it was like not a well-designed course in terms of space utilization. Everything was a straight shot. There was no dog leg anything. And then the par 3s ranged from, there was one that was like only 80 yards. And then there was one that typically played more like 210. So it's like, especially for the type of course it was, you didn't have a lot of people coming out there that were going to reach the green at 210 on a par 3, because that's, I don't know, somewhere between 3 wood and driver for a lot of people that played that course. And it's like no control. We got no chance of hitting the green. So it was one of those courses that took 4 hours, 45 minutes to play just because, of the level of player that reached it.
Yeah.
So
it was a good time. The drive up there, we had there was one accident in front of us that held us up for about half an hour, which made the trip up. And it was just, car was off the side of the road. It was just torched. There was the shell was left of it. So that was a huge bad accident. And then on the way back, fortunately on the other side, we were going southbound 71. It looked like, I would guess 10 cars got into it or something like that. And there was just all sorts of cop cars and fire engines and banged up cars and all that. So
So how do you
One
get
is
to Buffalo from Dayton? I mean, is it how do you get there?
yeah. So I-70 East, take 270 around Columbus, up 71, 271 around Cleveland, I-90, and then you're there. So
Okay.
you go through the
Yeah.
rest of Ohio. You go through I don't know 30, 40 miles of Pennsylvania, and then probably about 80 miles more until you get to Buffalo.
All right.
So a
I've
lot of
never been
independent.
there. I have a friend and former coworker who is from Buffalo. He lives in Phoenix now. Talk about going from one extreme to the other.
Oh, yeah.
But he's remains a big Bills fan. So
Yeah, we had really good buffalo wings up there. Never really,
of
and
course,
one of my list of to dos is to try to figure out, well, why exactly is it named Buffalo? Just it, is it an Indian tribe name, or is it they actually
yeah,
had buffaloes,
that's a good
or was
question.
And the only reason I think Buffalo, my guess is because Buffalo kind of sits on the east side of Lake Erie, and then to its north is Lake Ontario. So you sort of have a city that's, and since you have Niagara Falls and you can't navigate Niagara Falls,
Yeah,
you have to go
right.
around it somewhere.
Yeah,
And Buffalo is the western side of the Erie Canal, not the one we know as the Miami Erie, just the Erie Canal that goes starts in Buffalo, goes all the way over to the Hudson River, and you can take that down to New York City. So so I need to find some more information on why Buffalo is named that, because it just dawned on me when I was there. It's like, no, I think of Buffalo, I think about like Montana, Wyoming, where the
yeah.
deer buffalo live, or whatever the song is. Something else to look up.
So what's the next trip?
This weekend we're going to Pittsburgh,
Okay,
so and that's the last of our trips until September.
okay.
There's a surprise 40th birthday party for someone who turns 40 about 2 months from now.
It will
but,
be a surprise.
but my wife's sister goes, if I try to plan anything too close to her actual birthday, it won't be a surprise, and
Yeah,
it may not even be around. So we're just going to do it. Well,
right.
okay. Works for
Well, and I
me.
guess so. Today, maybe it's not today. I guess it would have been yesterday, Monday. Is kind of the official kickoff of this NFL season, right? So you have your first training camp starting to open. So, and I guess Aaron Rodgers said something. He was in that celebrity golf tournament that they play out in Lake Tahoe every year. And he said, yep, today's my last day off for the next 6 months or whatever it is. So, except he took a week off and didn't go to the OTAs. He ended up, turns out he took a trip to Egypt. That was the thing that he said that he already had planned. And it's like, do you not know when these events are on your work schedule? It's kind of like working retail and asking for the night before Christmas off. I mean, that's just nuts.
So, so yeah, and we've got all sorts of trips coming in. As soon as we hit the mid September, we're off to back to Buffalo, and then we do then we go do a southern swing. We're going to go down Myrtle Beach and Hilton Head and a few other things, and then we're going to go up to back to Texas A&M and then back to Pittsburgh.
Okay.
We'll keep ourselves very very much on the road from mid September to very early in November.
Well, this is what retirement is all about: doing what you want, when you want, and where you want.
Yeah, and it's fun. So we're having a blast, and I'm going to try to get some golf in today. The weather, it looks like the rain's going to hold off until after we're done. So that'll be good. And normal other things. And now that I have the garage cleaned out and the patio power washed, we're sitting good for all the. That's the major thing you have to do to get ready for the party is to do that.
Yeah.
Because we'll set things
Yeah.
up inside the garage, and a lot of people will be on the patio. So that was
So
the heavy lifting day.
my mother-in-law's 90th birthday was this past Friday. So we
Hmm.
had a party here in our Spingen Productions studio. We got tables and had some food brought in, and my band performed for about an hour. So that was fun. So that's about as close to traveling as we get with a 90-year-old living in our home. She just doesn't travel all that well, but her family came down from Ohio. So that was nice. They had a few days here and had a couple of nice dinners out and some time together. So that's as close to travel as we're going to get this year, I think. So
I've known other people that to get that part, they just got to kind of put life on pause for a while.
yeah, and I don't look at it that way as much as think, yeah, there are things that I can't do as readily as I might have been able to do if she weren't living with us. But it's a short list. And B, I'm not sure how much travel I'd be doing anyway. I just don't get the sense that I want to fly internationally these days. Just doesn't appeal to me. Um, we've got the place out on Kiowa, so it's kind of like having a vacation place without a lot of extra travel. I mean, it's an hour to drive down from where we live, plus or minus. So, and in Charleston is a resort town anyway. It's like if I want to feel like I'm on vacation, I go downtown and have a nice dinner and let Jennifer shop, and I go to the Apple store. That's about all we get in down there. So,
Yeah. That's cool.
Got to bring a bigger credit card though when we go to the Apple store. That's never good. So,
No, today's your day though.
oh yeah,
shop on Amazon.
yeah. That's right. It is Prime Day, isn't it?
Yeah.
So I haven't booked yet at anything. So
yeah, we don't have anything in particular but we'll probably go peruse and see what's out there.
Yeah. Well, I have a band. You might hear some music behind me a little bit. Band in here doing some rehearsals, and I've got to go get them set up for their next set of stuff. So I'll cut this off a little early today. But when do you head to Pittsburgh?
Friday.
Yeah. And how long you going to be able to go next Tuesday? Or are you still traveling?
Yeah, we're just, in fact, because of things we have going on Thursday and next Monday, we have to make it a quick in and out trip. We'll be back Sunday.
Yeah. All right, man. Well, I'll talk to you in a week.
All right. Sounds good.
See ya. I can find my mouse. Hey all, thanks for watching this episode of Our 20 Days. Look for us at our20days.com and please hit the subscribe button so you're notified of all future episodes as they drop, usually on Thursdays. Thanks for watching.